Hello, this is Talon here, and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we are looking at this iPhone 14. Now, what's going on with this? Let me see if I can get it to make some noise. Can you hear that? There's something rattling around in that phone. Customer is requesting that I find out what that rattling sound is and fix it. So, that's what we're gonna do. As always, to begin with, let's get those penelope screws out. Now sometimes there's a little bit of gunk in these. It doesn't look like there is any this time. There's a little bit. But it helps prevent the screws getting jammed when you're getting them out. It doesn't always guarantee it, but it does help it along. And I just remembered, I turned my heating pad on with the thought of removing the screen to get into the iPhone 14, but the thing is the iPhone 14s don't open up from the front. They do, but you won't get to any of the components on the inside. You need to take the back off, just like you would with a Samsung phone. So you gotta heat this up. I'm just gonna be getting it to the point where it's hot to the touch, and I'm gonna use cards like these beaten up things. These are the ones that I've had around for a while. Here's one that's a little bit less. Maybe I'll toss these. I've got lots of them. They're not expensive. I think I bought a pack of them for like $4 or something like that on Amazon. So they're not that hard to get a hold of. I'm going to use a nice clean one. Get the whole phone more or less heated up first. Otherwise, it just turns into a giant heat sink and just keeps sucking up the heat. And notice I'm rapidly moving around the whole phone. There's actually two reasons why I do this. The first reason is because I do want to make sure that the heat is evenly spread so that it's easier for me to get in. But also, if you have it sit in one place for an extended period of time, especially around the cameras, you can cause damage to the phone. So you really don't want to do that. Use a suction cup to get this up. And this is going to be hard. It's not going to come up easily. I'm going to shift this down a little bit. You're looking for the movement from the suction cup back and forth constantly to create a gap. And alcohol is going to be your best friend with getting these phones open. So that small amount of motion, it's going to start getting things moving. And it's already cooled down. I don't think I'm going to get any bigger of a gap than I already got. I got nothing basically for a gap. It's minuscule. There we go. Oh, that worked great. Now this back glass, it's relatively rugged in comparison to a lot of the older versions of the iPhone. I mean the Samsung back glasses. So it's not too breakable, but it's breakable enough. You want to be careful. A lot of times it's the corners that are the most breakable. I have never broken one of these before, so I can't say that for sure. It just makes logical sense to me that, like in times past, I've found the places that are most likely to break when it comes to a back glass tends to be the corners and the small short areas like here. These sides are usually pretty easygoing though. Whenever I get to the bottom, I usually just get some alcohol down there and I just wiggle it out. Now, usually these clips would be holding themselves in place, and they weren't this time around. I managed to get them up with the card, but if you do find that these little clasps are holding themselves in place too well, you get a little pry tool in there, just slip it underneath. You've got a metal plate on the back. You just put it all the way in there, and just angling upwards because you don't want to get it hooked on anything, and then you just pry upwards and it'll pull those clips out. And my alcohol is more or less evaporated. Try to put a little bit more in. There we are. Cable's on the right side, not the left. Right here is the Taptic motor. You can see that it's very wiggly. So this one here is for the back, and what I'm taking off right now holds down the cable for the battery, and I can't remember the other one. It might be the SIM tray. Now I'm going to disconnect the battery because I just want to make sure that there isn't any other oddities that are going on. So I'm going to disconnect the battery and then also disconnect the wireless charge coil, and then I can see what's going on in here. So I heard something else weird going on in there, and I just want to make sure that I'm covering my bases. I'm just worried that there's something wrong with the camera. I'm pretty sure it's just this that's extremely loose. It's just the Taptic motor as far as I can tell. Simple matter of just screwing it all back in place. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to check underneath, just in case they've got some anchor screws underneath. Okay, there is. Yes, there is anchor screws. I think they are already pretty tight though. I'm going to tighten them down anyways. We've got this special bit that doesn't really have a name or number to it. It's basically an X with a longer bit in the center. And it's made specific. Oh, that one was very loose. Oh, so yeah, this is a good idea. That one was only like very slightly loose. That should do it. Let's put it back in. This isn't agreeing with me too well right now. The plug is slightly askew. Okay, I think that might do it. Yeah. Perfect. Let's get our screws back in place. Alright, we got that back in. Let's just do another shake. All that's left is just the camera that's doing its usual shaking sound, I think. There might be something else. I'm just going to look around and tighten down any screws that I see that might even look slightly loose. I don't see anything though. I'm going to poke around with my tweezers. Looks fine. There's one part that is going to get to this point where the screws are coming out. It would definitely be the Taptic engine, the vibrating motor basically. And the reason why that is because it's the one thing in the entire phone that rumbles. You know, it moves. So what's going to happen? It can slowly work the screws out if the screws were not initially put in properly. So yeah, I'm going to get the rest of the phone back together. And that's all there is to it. I gave it a bit of a shine so it's nice and clean. It's got a few tiny scratches on the screen that's been left behind, but it's pretty good. So if you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.